It is only in the presence of others that we can get to witness the kind of gift that we have. When we are dancing or doing whatever we do with our gift, that we give community the chance of doing what community does, to acknowledge, to honor, to recognize that this is uniquely associated with us, and this is something that serves the wellness of community. In order to be a village, people's gifts and purpose have to be explicit. It has to be there. Gift motivates the presence of community, because gift goes to work when gift is seen. And a community's responsibility is to be able to see the gift carried by each participant, in order for the individual to see that the noticing of the gift is more like a fertilizing of that gift, because it brings it alive. When gift is not acknowledged, it is almost like it is hurled into the darkness, the penumbra, this kind of somber box. And the message is that it's not time yet to come out. For a lot of us, a lot of people, they've spent several decades waiting for some kind of community to tell their gift, it's okay, come right in. We finally bought the red carpet for you. Something like that. The idea of us coming into this world with a gift, and to the point where we are a gift to this world, it's something that struck me when I first became a student of the culture of my people. That each one of us could be seen as the cargo bay of a lot of goodies stored in there. And that we had arrived in this whole village, in this whole community, carrying that load of goodies. And all that we want to do is to be able to give it here and there, and watch the faces of the recipient lights up as we touch them in this specific manner. But think for a moment about yourself as a gift, a cargo of gifts. Come into this world, or should I say sent to this world, in order to embellish it. Think about what would happen to you when a whole community looks at you that way. There is something that will make you be that gift. You don't have to have been trained at any given school. You don't have to have received any certificate or diploma of any sort. You will think of yourself as being born with the diploma, with the certificate. And your very presence in this world is motivated by one desire: to take office. Something about that elevate the human being in a way that is very, very exhilarating when checked against all the pressures, the gauntlet that modernity wants us to go through in order to qualify for being seen partially. The implication is that a lot of us really have their gift so saddened by the general ostracism that somehow they went to sleep. And those people have found themselves so alienated by any structure, any institution, that in the end, the frequency that they needed in order to show how much of a genius they are, those frequencies evaporate whenever they find themselves under the umbrella of a structure that expects them to be this way, while their spirit tells them to be that way. What does that say? Well, it says that more often than not, the one who established the structure for the purpose of telling others where they should go, what they should be, is probably more proclaimed than the one that is being told to go that direction. What is Dumpula, in fact? It is something that Dagara people, as colonized people, have come to experience. And the shaman have ended up putting their finger on. It is based on the idea that we come into this world with a gift that we intend to contribute to the beautification of community, of village, of tribe. Unfortunately, we arrive here and find out that the way the condition in the village were described while we were there don't match. That somehow the condition that we wanted to be in place so that we can go to work are not there. So we go back to the text of our contract, our promise. We call it purpose. You know, every purpose comes with a text, and we begin heavily editing things. You know, I didn't get the red carpet, so paragraph 2 out. And then nobody's recognizing my gift, so I'm not going to do this. So I'll cross over page 2. You know, that's out. What we don't know is that what was agreed upon in one world to be executed in another world can only be changed in the world where it was signed. It is not subject to change upon arrival, because that was not written in the contract. It didn't say keep dropping line as circumstances demand, or something like that. And so what happened is that we find people who are always constantly confronted with the same type of failure. And they keep trying. Most common relationships don't work. And yet the idea of it is so great that you cannot imagine yourself not trying. And so then you become more defined in terms of your failures than in terms of your success. Whatever you want to set up that is going to be even remotely a reflection of the greatness you carry inside of you, turn out to be the opposite. As if somehow there is a demon that is constantly keeping an eye on all the ideas, the good ideas you come up with, and makes it a point to defeat them. This is what Tagara people call Dumpula. Because it's not conceivable that you were granted the inalienable right to come into this world, to be the archetype of failure. You could do that somewhere else more leisurely. You know? And so when there is more and more of the same thing on a daily basis, then a shaman in Dagara land will say, hey, we got to look at that contract. We got to take a look at that contract. Which part did you delete? You got to take an eraser and erase the line that you cross so that you can restore the text to its original purity. Otherwise, nothing can be done. And because the text is said to be written all over us, that restoration happened within the context of ritual. It's a ritual that is done to cleanse the graffitis that you burden the otherwise pure text of your presence in this world with, that is wiped out. I remember 10 years ago having this kind of idea come into my mind. I realized, oh, what Dagara people call individual Dumpler can become a whole cultural Dumpler. Meaning that an entire culture has Dumpler. How do you heal that? This is a kind that is yet to be looked into. It means that there have to be enough people who are clean from Dumpler in order to gang up against the Dumpler of the culture. Right? Something of that nature, I don't know. And so, this is perhaps the reason behind people realizing that somehow they have not been acknowledged. They have not been seen. They feel homeless in their own country. They feel ostracized. And they refuse to give up. They refuse to abide by the consequences of being ostracized, of being invisible, of being homeless, and make themselves committed to walking as a human in a quest, some kind of ongoing, open-ended quest, the quest for home, the quest for belonging, the quest for acknowledging the innate gift. And I can tell you, these people, sooner or later, bump into it. They break into a context in which they can hear the voices of trees standing there. They can hear the voices of the ancestor telling them what they need to do. They can feel the earth underneath them rattling every time they put their foot in there. And that is the beginning of the end of the search for home. Which means that it is not us human who can heal. It is not us human who can cleanse. It's us human who can serve as conduit to whoever has that capacity that we can't see, but sometimes we can feel. We can't hear, but sometimes we sense. It is through, therefore, this collaboration that healing like this can happen.